Hey everybody, and then like, it's like I don't know, and then again I'm like, okay, I get fart. All right, we're good. Hello everybody, and welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
Welcome to the only book we're ever gonna do about the Inhumans here on the couch. Oh.
And they die.
And they're dead. It's the death of the Inhumans.
Boo-hoo.
Donny Cates and Ariel Olivetti. That's not fair.
Yeah.
I probably will do Jenkins Inhumans one day.
But like, not anytime soon.
I doubt it.
But it's not this day.
The next time that there's an Inhumans movie announced or a show announced, then I'll make it into the rotation.
That might be a while.
When I saw that trailer for the Inhumans show, and everyone's like, how come you're not doing the Inhumans? I'm like, have you watched the trailer?
Or are you just aware that one came out?
Look at it.
Yeah. Death of the Inhumans is not just Schadenfreude. I'm not just enjoying it because they all die.
Okay.
That is a little
you
bit,
have
though.
to establish that because...
Everyone will assume
Right.
that I like this book because of the Death of the Inhumans. That being said, this is a great comic that is really cool and has a lot of fun stuff in it. And I did pick it up because it was, we got the X-Men rights back. Put them away! Confirming everything I've been saying for the last decade about the Inhumans. Where it's
they just created them so that we can have something.
Yeah, we need something that can fit in the gap with the X-Men. It never did, and now they're dead. That's the unceremonious shortcut to what happened with the Inhumans at Marvel in the mid-2000s or whatever.
Yeah.
But Death of the Inhumans was just given to Marvel Golden Boy Donny Cates, who is writing, I think, 2/3 of the books at Marvel Comics right now. For some reason, he was like, I'll kill the Inhumans. And then everyone's like, okay, do it. Do it, Donny. We love you. No one can get enough of Donny Cates. And to his credit, dude can write.
I thought that was we have to have a story where everyone's going to hate him for this. Give it to Donnie. Donnie doesn't care.
No, it's not like Donnie's the scapegoat where it's like, give it to Donnie. Nobody likes Donnie anyway.
I feel it's like they want to give the Inhumans a good ending, so they give it to someone who can write a good story.
So the story opens with a kind of history lesson, and it's Cates' version of the history of the Inhumans, but it's very truncated, and if you're a hardcore Inhumans fan, and thanks to the efforts of Marvel Comics, there are a few now.
Right.
But if you are a hardcore fan, you're going to be like, they skipped over all this stuff, and they made it all dumb. That's exactly the way I like it. Thank you.
I don't need 2 issues of history.
No, I don't.
I want 2
Nor
pages.
do I care about it.
Right.
I wouldn't have bought it if the whole book was just set up for what the Inhumans were and why we should have cared about them when they were a thing.
Is that the Supreme Intelligence?
Yeah, of course
Oh,
he
yeah.
shows up. It's all about the
Okay.
Kree. The Kree go to Earth when man was prehistoric, and they just subjugated early man and grabbed a bunch of them, did experiments on them, and turned them into Inhumans.
I'm amazed there aren't cave paintings about this.
Yeah, there probably are.
Yeah.
In the Marvel universe.
We haven't checked them all. A lot of caves out there. The Kree manipulated humanity and early man and their DNA to turn them, and some of them became Inhumans, right? And
Do they explain why they picked humans for this? Are humans easy to genetically
no,
manipulate
it's
or
not
something?
it'd be interesting if humans were the T cell of the genetic structure of the universe.
Right.
But no, it's more just we all come from the same stuff. The Kree know how their physiology works. And they're also a race of warrior scientists.
Right.
So they're happy to do it. They're also doing it for warrior reasons. They're making a race of slaves who can also kill their enemies. So they're not really worried about how it's going to affect them.
Right.
Plus, we
some
already
of
have
them-
all these uniforms, and they're humanoid shaped, so we better grab a humanoid race.
We're not
with
sticking,
2 arms and 2 legs.
We're not sticking these gross monkeys into our Kree uniforms. We're going to
No,
make them
they
into
can't.
monsters and then leave their ass here.
Yeah.
And then in a couple of millennia, we're going to go get them.
So do they do this with other races that they encounter, or humans the only primitive
Presumably
race
they
that they
would.
found? Okay.
But
Right.
it's
this is
also,
just their MO.
Yeah, and it's more I'm sure they do other things, but it's only relevant to us because we're humans.
Right. Okay. It just seems very random.
That
I
is
agree.
very true.
It does seem
Oh,
random.
you did this to countless of other
Yeah.
species on other planets? We don't care. Do it to us, though.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, no one's mad. It's just this is a history lesson.
Right.
So the Supreme Intelligence makes a prophecy about the Inhumans around that time that apparently the Kree species would create something that would destroy the Kree. And apparently it scared them so much that they were like, all right, well, stop what you're doing with these Inhumans and kill most of them. The rest of them just leave them here and we'll go. And I think the plan probably would include them like coming with them and then unleashing them on other planets. But they just that's why they're all here as opposed to like across the stars. They do wind up being across the stars, though. Don't worry, because like later,
thank God.
because later people will just go, oh, I don't know, I'll do something with the Inhumans. And back when they weren't like an agenda, it was just kind of like put them on the moon, put them in space, make them take over the Kree, like do all kinds of shit with the Inhumans because everyone's gonna complain.
Oh, I didn't realize we had so many Inhumans lying around.
Yeah, and in fact, there's like 4 kingdoms of the Inhumans or something across
Jesus.
like space now.
So when they took over the Kree, was that the fulfilling of the prophecy?
No.
Oh.
No, because the Kree are still alive.
No, because they just made up the prophecy in this book.
Oh. Well, that's what I thought. Maybe the book was like retconning that was.
It was.
There was a prophecy that then be.
No, we need to fulfill the prophecy in this book.
Oh, it's in this book. Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we're setting it up and then paying it off.
I see.
Hala, the Kree homeworld.
Nope, not doing it.
Hala was destroyed. And the Kree scattered and they were just messed up. And then suddenly something happened and the Kree started like popping their heads out and doing more shit. We've seen this a number of times, in fact. Maximum Security. We saw like the result of the Kree-Skrull Wars ending, and later on the subjugation of the Kree, and then the Kree like literally transformed their own physiology to become like monsters and stuff.
Right.
It's a fun episode. Check it out. But they kind of ignore that because clearly Donny Cates did not read Maximum Security.
How do you have time?
Why
He's
would
writing
he?
so many books.
That's right, exactly. Who's got time to read? I gotta write. So apparently the Kree just out of nowhere issue this demand among the Inhumans. So the Kree issue a 3-word demand to all Inhumans across the cosmos. And the message was very direct, and it was join or die. It was easy to read because it was etched into the bodies of all the Inhumans they slaughtered in space.
And here I thought it would be shake that ass.
Why would you think that?
Join the Kree?
Yes. Like, you're no longer independent. It would be like if England showed up and went like, join or die. Like, come back.
Oh, okay,
I don't think you
see.
understand. We still
like
own
politically
Yeah.
rejoin our like empire.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it because they're Inhumans? Like the Kree is afraid that they'll still destroy
It's a little bit
them?
of both. It's the prophecy is important because it sets up what key role certain Inhumans will play in this story. The join or die is the Kree are saying, we're back, we're a force to be reckoned with, and we need all the weapons we can use, and we're also kind of like heading off the prophecy of the past by being like, come over here, really quick, I got something to tell you. Oh yeah, what's that?
I see. And they choose to deliver this message where they're offering a choice by killing some of them and carving it into their body.
That's right.
Were they given I guess maybe they were offered the choice to join or die, and then they refused, and so they
regrettably
were
will not
killed.
be able to ask them, though
they're
you
already
will
dead,
get an answer to that question later on.
Yeah.
So Black Bolt and his Inhuman royal family, which is all the Inhumans you can name, are on a ship, and they're like collecting their dead. And Black Bolt is writing down every last name of every last Inhuman, because even though they belong to different like tribes of Inhumans across the galaxy, we're all Inhumans. We're all in this together.
Sure.
Because the Kree made us.
I'm your...
Well,
No, we're a race of beings. Sure, the Kree made us, but like we found other purpose. We're our own species, regardless of our origins. The Inhumans are a race of beings that have a right to exist.
Right.
And Black Bolt is their king de facto. He's like, I'm technically in charge of all of you.
right. Even if you don't recognize it, I am, and I feel responsible for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's very condescending, but also very sweet. So Black Bolt's taken down this this ledger of names.
Yeah.
Right.
And kind of like
I'm
burying
writing them down. Oh,
yeah.
you gotta get a Kree.
It's very
Oh,
sad.
Yeah.
And he's letting himself feel the deaths of all of them. Not like in a deliberate, like I'm cutting myself kind of way, but in more of like I'm
He's not
mourning
carving them into his arm.
No.
He's writing it on paper.
Exactly.
No, if he carved it in his arm, he might actually utter a sound of pain and then destroy the ship.
Yeah. So Black Bolt needs to issue a speech, which he's going to deliver via Inhuman Sign Language,
Oh.
or through his emissaries of the Inhuman royal family. Otherwise, he would obliterate them if he spoke.
Right.
Here's my speech.
I think his speech would be,
He should get like a voice box thing
yeah,
so that he can like
Oh, like a speak and spell.
yeah like
type
like
it
Stephen
into it.
Hawking.
Right.
Because Stephen Hawking was not able to talk,
that's true.
so he typed like phrases into a thing.
Yeah, well, he's learned the sign language, and he's also a king. I don't need to do that shit. I got subjects for that shit. I got
see.
wives for that.
Well, not only that, but like, no, I'm the king. I made everyone learn the sign language so they could understand me.
That's more correct. So Medusa meets up with him and she's like, I appreciate that you're sad, but you are a king and you need to show strength. And if you expect anyone to join you, you're going to need to show that you're above sadness.
Right.
So he meets up with the rest of the team, which includes Gorgon, whose power is he can stomp really hard and make the ground shake. Crystal, who once had her dalliance with the Human Torch and was married to Quicksilver. She has elemental powers. Karnak, who can see the fault in everything.
Right.
And then exploit it.
I remember that
Also
dude.
really well trained. He's also just a badass.
Okay.
Some green
See Lockjaw's
fish man.
there.
Lockjaw, naturally. Their car and dog. And Triton, the fish man.
Okay, good name for a fish man.
Exactly.
And he has fish
Aquatic abilities.
powers.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Inhumans go, because the idea was that they contacted all the other, like, heads of state. They all went to one central location, and that Black Bolt's going to appeal to them and respond. He's like, we should all not join. We should opt for die, but kill them instead. You know, like, no.
Right.
We're gonna reject their proclamation.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they go before the heads of state, and they are all dead. And they've all been slaughtered, and join or die is scrawled onto a flag above their dead bodies.
Well,
Wow.
that wasn't good.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
What?
How did they not see him coming? I don't...
Well, you'll see. It makes
Okay.
sense. But like,
All right.
So Triton discovers that one of them's alive, and that one uses their inhuman powers to like cut to the chase by
Okay.
projecting what happened into his mind.
Ah.
And what happened was the heads of state voted to join.
Oh.
They were like, no, we fought with you. We've seen what they do. Screw it.
We're gonna survive instead.
Yeah. So they chose to surrender. They met with the emissary from the Kree Empire with this Black Bolt-looking dude whose name is Vox.
With an upside down thing on his head. Okay.
It's like the inverse.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, this is where it's like, hey, if you remember your Earth X history, this is literally Alex Ross's design for the Earth X version of Black Bolt. Straight up, it's Black Bolt from Earth X with a couple of like feather things on his shoulders. But the mask, the head, the upside down tuning fork, everything is straight up. It was the Earth X design, but we're putting it into this, and it's a different character. And screw you if you remember that shit. It's
a cool
dope look.
design, yeah.
I can't argue.
I
And I'm sure their motivation was simply, it's a great looking design. We're not going to relegate it to 1995.
So is Earth X like an evil universe? Because this would have looked like a very evil Black Bolt.
Well, we did Earth X, so
Yeah.
you should remember. He does look kind of evil.
Yes,
and
he
menacing.
does!
It's just more like evil looks cool.
Yeah,
Can't argue.
evil looks are awesome.
It's true. So Vox meets with them and then slaughters them all anyway. So clearly
Right.
the join or die is a ruse. And
Right.
it's a deception.
Right. If you choose join, it just makes it easier for us to kill you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So then she dies, this
Sure.
slaughtered Inhuman, and Triton like pushes her down to rest and notices the bomb on her chest and is like, it's a bomb! And then he takes the brunt of the blast, Lockjaw gets everybody out, and then Triton's dead. No more Triton.
Oof.
Death of the Inhumans. Boom.
One.
Triton.
I'm amazed there's not a counter.
Yeah, right? Bing! One. Although you would already start with like 1,001 because like a bunch of people died
Right,
off
already,
panel.
yeah.
No, they start with what's left.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Count down.
Medusa, by the way, took some damage as well. So she's kind of like off the table.
Oh.
They realized that this whole thing was a deception to get Black Bolt and the Inhuman royal family to here to die. Which means they've left their new city, which is New Arctillon, which is like Adelan or Attilan, but it's new, and
Right.
different, and called something else. Defenseless.
So the Kree are just like 12 steps ahead.
Yes.
They plan this whole thing. They have like spies everywhere or whatever.
So we cut to New Arctillon, and Vox and the Kree have already slaughtered everybody.
Oh man, he's got a giant scythe.
Yeah, it's like an energy scythe.
Yeah, because that says friendly.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Join us. Shunk.
Well, I mean, he
Yeah.
needs to
Well,
look
once he shows up,
intimidating.
the join part is over.
We all get it. Oh, you're not here to help for a peaceful transition.
Oh.
Not with that energy scythe.
Does he speak?
He does speak, but later.
Okay.
At first, you're like, oh, okay, so it's evil Black Bolt. Maybe
So
his
he's got the
voice.
same powers.
Maybe he's got the same powers. So Vox is just slaughtering Inhumans left and right. He gets to the throne, and Maximus the Mad, Black Bolt's brother, is standing there with a giant, awesome gun. And he's like, what up? And then he just blasts Vox with his awesome big gun.
Nice. That's
Yay,
a
it's
good gun.
90s.
Yeah. A little homage to the 90s. So the Inhumans are on their way home. Medusa, of course, is going into like a resuscitation chamber.
She doesn't go into like a hair cocoon?
She does not, although that'd be kind of dope. I'd take that. If she was like,
Alien hair cocoon.
that'd be kind of
That
cool.
would be kinda cool.
Medusa visuals, like I'm not a hair guy, but when they do it with Medusa, it's pretty cool. There's some great covers that really play with that. This
Yeah, that's
cover
pretty
from the
sweet.
Inhumans miniseries is really dope. So Maximus is just like letting Vox have it, and Vox is kind of taking it. He is getting like his shit ripped off.
Yeah, you see pieces of costume.
Flutter off.
Yeah.
His awesome mouth guard blasts off, and he says, "That's enough," and then blasts an energy thing out at Maximus, destroying his gun.
Ah.
Black Bolt uses this device to help give them a little extra juice.
Oh.
So he like screams into
So,
the
like,
device
converts his sound
into energy.
speech thing
that
into.
can-
Okay.
I can't have come up with that. You must have told us at
I
one
must
point.
have said that.
I don't know.
because
It's a
that is
logical
way
idea.
too-
There's
it
a
is.
lot of energy.
Listen, yeah, and Black Bolt's pretty powerful, but like they don't have time, and they're out of range of Lockjaw, which is why they don't just teleport.
Ah, okay.
But thanks to the jump start that Black Bolt gives them, now they can send Lockjaw.
Okay.
So Lockjaw goes to our new Arctillon and sees that Vox is wrecking Maximus the Mad. Oh, when Vox launched his like Black Bolt-esque power at Maximus, he got rid of the gun and also half of Maximus's arm.
Oh.
Which is like
yikes.
crackling with energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a curved crackles
Residual,
there.
residual energy. So he says, I want you to deliver a message to your brother. So he's talking, so you're like, oh, okay. So maybe it's a version of Black Bolt's powers where like he can actually like use it more properly.
Right.
Or it's like
right.
an atomic loogie.
Yeah, maybe he spat in his face and it like and it absorbed his arm. Spoilers, it's not that. So
You mean
Maximus,
because that's
What?
dumb?
I don't know. Maximus does Hawkaloogie in Vox's face when Vox demands that Maximus give a message to his brother.
Thank God he had his visor closed.
That's true. Lockjaw shows back up,
Right.
and or Lockjaw shows up, and then he just grabs Vox in his tremendous doggy jaws and throws him
Like,
around.
tosses him.
Toss him around.
That's awesome.
So Maximus is like, "Good boy, Lockjaw. Let's get the hell out of here."
Yeah, we gotta go.
So then Vox is like, "Fine, we'll tell him ourselves," and then fires his energy at Lockjaw and Maximus, dematerializing them.
Ah. Why doesn't Lockjaw teleport away?
Too fast.
You didn't have time?
No.
No.
So they both are seemingly dead.
Hmm.
You're
Seemingly.
like, scratch two more classic Inhuman characters.
Yeah.
This was a sad one.
Yeah.
Because everyone's favorite Inhuman Lockjaw died.
Yeah, because he's a dog.
He's a dog, he doesn't know any better.
Yeah, he's
or he's a
innocent.
man trapped in a dog's
Oh,
body.
yeah.
Either way, it's
He
bad.
looks cute.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Exactly.
Well, you never kill the
We
dog.
liked Lockjaw
Yeah.
so much, he's the only representation from Inhumans we have on this set.
Is Black Bolt gonna go all John Wick on them now?
Oh, yeah. They killed his dog. So Black Bolt,
Who's behind this?
right? Well, it's the Kree.
Yeah, but like which of the Kree? Like, is this
Oh,
like a
no.
faction or is
That's a
this
good
Ronin?
question.
Or-
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
So we'll find out.
All right.
So they collect the ruins of their fallen comrades, such that there are, and he left. And
So they get to New Artillon and then
and everyone's gone.
everyone's
They
gone.
missed the action
Yeah,
entirely.
okay.
But they do know that everybody's dead. So Black Bolt reluctantly adds a couple names to his list.
They don't see like the bodies. Like when they dematerialize, like they're gone.
They're gone. Like they're wrecked. Yeah, we don't have like Lockjaw's foot as like a, in bronze or anything.
We don't even have his foot to bury.
Exactly. Or his adorable doggy tongue. So Black Bolt's like, let's deal with the Kree.
Right.
And he sends Karnak as a representation. So Karnak goes to Hala, or the ruins of Hala, and meets with the Kree.
Uh-huh.
They still live there?
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
You're planet is shards, man. Move on.
Yeah, no. Because these Kree can't. So
Why wouldn't they think that they just kill Karnak when he gets there?
they expect him to try.
Oh.
Karnak's kind of a badass.
Okay.
Also, Warren Ellis was working on like a miniseries for Karnak that eventually came out, and it also like elevated Karnak's status as well.
Ah.
Though if you were an Inhuman fan, you always knew that Karnak was a badass.
It would be a shame if like Karnak got there and they're like, no, we have to kill him. He'll find the flaw in our plan.
Exactly, but that's the catch-22. How fast can we act before he sees the flaw and how he's going to attack us?
Right, right.
So the main Kree who's there, who is not Vox, is kind of like, that's far enough, Inhuman. You're done. Okay, so you're here to surrender. Here's the terms. And he's like, okay, well, hold on a minute. May I ask who I am addressing in this circumstance? Like, who are you?
Right.
And he's like, I'm Kree. And he's like, yeah, that doesn't really answer my question.
Right.
And he goes, that's very presumptuous of you. And he's like, okay. Well, the Kree have been kind of wrecked, and they were mostly in charge, and they were ruled by Ronin. So where's Ronin? And he's like, oh, okay. You want to know the backstory about where these Kree come from. So it's Khan from Wrath of Khan. They're old school Kree who are like, we were too weak to protect ourselves. So the new ways of being Kree are gone.
Okay.
We're classic Kree who don't tolerate this kind of shit.
Okay.
And last time I checked, Inhumans are abominations that we own.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why we ever stopped killing you.
Right.
It seems like that was a mistake. We're fixing the error of these modern, weak, crappy Kree.
Right.
Okay.
And it's great because they're like, when we came home, we found the ruins of our civilization and our dead fallen Kree. And Karnak's like, that must have been so terrible coming home and finding all of your people dead and slaughtered by a race that you have no control over.
It was very painful.
Yes.
I don't understand what you were trying. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. You're a dick.
Well, he tells me this guy doesn't care.
All right.
He certainly does not.
Yeah.
I'm the bad guy. I get it.
So he says, look, there's so few of us left. We just want to be left alone, man. And he goes, no. You're not free. You're not going to be left alone. You belong to us. We own you.
Right.
And when we destroy/use you, we will get strong again, and then we'll grow, and then we'll take our frustrations out on Earth and screw up people.
How will you get stronger by destroying us? What is that?
You represent mistakes we've made, and also, like, we're still rebuilding the Kree Empire now based on, like, a small fragment of Kree soldiers who, like, think they know what they're doing because they're old.
And we do still own you, so since you're our property and you're weak, you make us weak by association.
Well, that's fair. But anyway, he's just like, look, okay, I'm done giving exposition.
Right.
We'll work on the surrender. He goes, oh, I'm not here to surrender. And he goes, oh, I kind of had a feeling you weren't. That's why I asked Vox here to deal with you. And so Vox shows up and he's like, so you're Karnak, huh? And you can see the flaw in everything? I wonder, did New Arctillon not have mirrors? Vox just faster and better than Karnak.
Yeah. Interesting.
He just stabs him in the stomach. And he says, now, you were saying something about surrendering? And then there's a huge explosion outside. And it's like, yeah, Karnak's like, yeah, no, I'm not here alone. And the king has prepared a statement he'd like to make. And you're like, oh no! And then Black Bolt just blasts open the doors with his awesome voice.
Nice.
Blows away a bunch of Kree and obliterates them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
they're
not
in
Vox.
pieces.
Now, the interesting part is there's no dialogue in the scene outside of what Black Bolt is saying, which of course you don't really see.
It's in his head, yeah.
It's in his head.
Narration.
Well, he's saying it. It's just that it's articulated by the waves of devastation that he's blasting out of his face.
Yeah.
Black Bolt is now fulfilling part of the prophecy and a legend that will be told by the Kree and Inhumans for decades and centuries to come, in which the Midnight King delivered a speech that was all the names of the fallen Inhumans that were killed by the Kree. And this will be known as the Black Eulogy. And the Midnight King, Black Bolt just starts slaughtering Kree, ships start coming out of the sky and start blasting at him, he blows them all away. And then he finally makes his way to the chamber where the other guys are.
Yeah.
He says, die. That's his solution. He's elected to choose.
Right.
Join or die? Die. Boom. Door's gone. Vox has Karnak with his little knife.
Yeah.
He's
like, don't do it, man. I'll kill him.
I'll kill him.
I'll waste him. I'll do it.
Exactly.
And, I didn't realize we were Robocopping this up.
Yeah. Well, we're
any number
of standoffs. But it's funny because Karnak is, he's bleeding out.
Right.
And he's just like, he doesn't want Black Bolt to give up.
Right.
Black Bolt signs, and Vox like, I don't read your stupid sign language. What's it saying? He says, kill him, it means nothing to me. And Vox is like, dig fingers into hole.
Oh.
Now, what's he really saying? And he says, leave him, take me instead. And he goes, oh, very well. And so he uses his Inhuman or whatever powers, this Vox character, and he teleports behind Black Bolt and then slits his throat.
Oh, crap. He could teleport?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Out of the devastation, Karnak is rescued by the Inhuman royal family, but the Kree took Black Bolt and bailed.
Huh.
Well, yeah, he died.
His throat was slit. He doesn't die.
What?
That's not a death sentence.
Yeah. Yeah, they rescued him for
I
some reason.
kind of figured since he fell to his knees it was.
Yeah, it's just dramatic and cool looking.
Yeah, and he really severely hurt.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. So Karnak survived, so he held up his end of the bargain.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does take him and
Like, all right,
Karnak. Okay.
that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know if that's demonstrative of the Kree's honor code.
Right.
It's more that they wanted Karnak to relay the message
That's
that their king
right.
has been taken.
Yeah.
And that they could give up anytime
Right.
that they want to, They're like licking their wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Karnak's getting healed. Medusa's cutting her hair or whatever, getting rid of those split ends, as you say. And Crystal's like, okay, now's the time we call the Avengers because we're the Inhumans and we're screwed.
Right.
And
There's like 4 of us left.
We need help.
yeah, and our teleporting dog is gone.
Right.
So we're screwed. Also, our
need some
major
Quinjets
power
and
player,
stuff.
he's been taken. Yeah, and we
Yeah.
need some cool dudes. We could use like a Thor. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
And Medusa's, no. They have my husband. This is no time for heroes. And you're like, oh shit. Medusa means business. Meanwhile, Black
They
Bolt,
wouldn't help anyway.
They would. Oh no, they'd be.
That sounds like an Inhuman problem.
The X-Men wouldn't help because
Right.
they had a war and it killed most of them, including Cyclops. So we cut back to the Resistance, or whatever the Kree would be called. I guess just the Kree.
The Korean
The bad Kree, the evil
Yeah.
Kree.
And
whatever.
Vox is overseeing Black Bolt's healing, and they're sewing his throat closed.
Uh-huh.
And I love it because Vox turns to the general and says, "Do you hear that, General?" And the general's like, "No." And he goes, "Exactly." And you're like, "Oh, okay."
They destroyed his voice,
Yeah.
vocal cords. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, they're doing it. They're fixing him, and you're like, "Why would they fix him?" They're doing it with no anesthesia,
Ugh.
so they can. If he could scream, he would.
He would be screaming.
And now we know that he can't.
Yeah.
So they just chuck him into a brig with a couple of Kree soldiers. And I love it because one of the Kree soldiers is like, hey, because remember, don't forget, Black Bolt's real name is Blackagar Boltagon.
Yeah.
So one of them calls him Boltagon.
Uh-huh.
Just pointing that out. But he says, hey, Boltagon, sing us a song. And you're like, God, what a douche.
That's fantastic.
So then, instead, Black Bolt very, very weakly musters the name Lockjaw. And he goes, what's that? I can't hear you, man. And he gets really close to him. And he says, Triton. And he says, Maximus. And the Kree soldier starts getting a nosebleed. And he's saying more and more names of the fallen Inhumans. And as he's talking, he's focusing this new version of his powers into this Kree's head. And ultimately, kills him.
Wow.
One of the other Kree soldiers tries to hit him in the head and stop him, and he won't stop saying names.
Right.
And it's just affecting.
Because they're
them
not
such
allowed to
that-
kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a prisoner.
Right.
So then he says New Arctillon is the last dead Inhuman thing, and then blows open the wall.
Nice. So he can
So he
still
can
talk
whisper.
just a little bit.
Yeah, his new power, if you could call it that, is that he has a devastating effect, but it's weaker and it's more focused. It's more, with pinpoint accuracy as opposed
It's like
to
a scalpel now.
Yeah,
They nerfed him.
they nerfed.
They nerfed his power.
Yep,
Made it a little more.
More manageable.
Yeah.
It's always harder to tell. I've seen Black Bolt level cities or
Right.
cars with the same seemingly level of screaming.
Right.
So it's like, how powerful is Black Bolt? Let's say he's this powerful.
Right.
Or he could kill you if he whispers in your ear like he does with a couple of Kree
Yeesh.
soldiers to sneak through. And he
Yeah.
grabs some guns and he's just murdering Kree who are working on genetically messing with other fallen Inhumans. or
Wow, they didn't
bodies.
learn?
Nope.
No.
The Kree have nothing if not persistent.
They're the
So-
Wile E. Coyote of friggin' races.
Yeah, they never give up. They're the Richard Kimball of the alien races. They never give up. So
Now they're gonna have an old man fight on a rooftop.
I hope so. So Medusa's leading the team, and she's like, "We need some big guns. We need somebody who owes us a favor, or who wants to join our cause, who will die with us."
So not the Avengers.
No.
Someone who's a little more hardcore.
The Skrulls?
Or somebody that we can hire. It's not the Skrulls. It's a character. We're we need somebody who's super cool and badass who no one's going to think of.
Right.
And so Black Bolt makes his way through this facility, and he happens upon Ronan the Accuser.
Oh.
Ronan the Accuser is among the experiments that the Kree are committing, because Ronan failed in
Right.
his duties, and now he is nothing if not a lab experiment. In
Right.
fact,
He was
half of him-
defeated by these other Kree.
Yeah, and now they're like turning him into some kind of like robot. As you can see, like half of him is a
yeah.
cyborg, and
Yeah, because parts of him probably got teleported off or dematerialized.
yeah, who knows? But it's great because Ronan's like, Black Bolt, it's good to hear your voice. And you're like, ha ha ha. And so Black Bolt asks Ronan, like, how did this happen?
Right.
And Ronan explains, like, these heretics show up from a bygone era and are essentially religious fanatics or cultural fanatics.
Sure.
'Cause, like, they believe in the pure Kree and how we belong here and we should be on top of everything and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And he says, like, and their whole mission, like the classic Kree mission is like kill the useless, keep the strong.
Okay.
That's part of why like so many Inhumans are dead.
Mm-hmm.
And break.
You're mostly useless.
Right. You're mostly
most of you are
silly
useless.
ass characters. They
Yeah.
can't stop you. And he goes, please don't let them turn me into them. And Black Bolt whispers, "You are forgiven," into his ear and kills him.
Oh.
So
Okay.
So Ronan's dead?
Ronan's dead.
This is Death of the Inhumans and Ronan?
Oh, also Ronan and any other like fun Kree stuff you might know. We should bring back Captain Marvel and then kill him. So,
Oh, you mean again?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. This is a very impactful book
Yeah.
on Marvel continuity.
Now, through some stories in through some other stories in Cosmic Ghost Rider, one of these characters that we're about to meet was involved in some shit, and now he's just kind of like holed up on this like planet called Marcus Centauri. Doesn't matter. It's not relevant to the story.
Okay.
It's just like a desolate, faraway place where someone can get away and be left alone.
Okay.
We also established that apparently, we're retconning this, that this character and Lockjaw went on many merry adventures together, and so this person would like crawl into hell itself to avenge the death of Lockjaw.
Mm-hmm.
So the Inhuman royal family goes to this like hut. They beg outside the door for his assistance and allegiance, and he's like, "Go away! I'm getting drunk in this crappy hut."
Right.
And they're like,
You know how long it takes to make booze here?
exactly. And he's like, no, they've killed Maximus and Triton and Lockjaw. And so the dude opens the hut. He goes, hold on a second. What the hell did you say about Lockjaw? And it's Beta Ray Bill with his Beta Ray dad bod. And you're like, cool, Beta Ray Bill's in the story. And so apparently Beta Ray Bill and Lockjaw like went on all kinds of adventures together. Like when Lockjaw
Well,
was
one's
needed,
a dog and one's a horseman.
Yeah, they're both
yeah,
animal like.
it's practically a Pixar short before the next Toy Story movie. So the idea is that like
Just
Lockjaw
make
would, like,
up
a
history
history.
for these two characters. Ugh.
we need a character who you could believe now they've killed Ronan. Maybe they'll kill Beta Ray Bill.
Maybe.
And also someone who would like swear a blood oath for Lockjaw. I
Right.
like the idea that Lockjaw would like go, "Rrr," like look around Newark Tillin, go like no one needs me, and then just teleport to Beta Ray Bill and
Yeah.
they like kick the crap out of Skrulls. Or,
Yeah.
have some fun.
Have adventures in the Bearcat Nebula.
Exactly. Push the Kree Supreme Intelligence into a broom closet.
One of them fell into a nest of Gundarks and had to be rescued by the other.
Ordinary
just,
pranksters.
just flimsy, lame backstory that you couldn't possibly back up.
Yeah.
Or sell a book of.
Or have to describe in any detail.
Precisely.
So they consider Beta Ray Bill a heavy hitter.
Yeah, well, he's a
Is
Thor.
that accurate?
Yeah, Beta Ray Bill's a Thor.
Okay.
He's got a
He's like
friggin-
as powerful as real Thor?
I would.
What?
I'd say
Or almost?
sure, just about.
Okay.
I mean, he's not a god.
Okay.
He is a tough alien, but he does have a hammer.
He has a
Yeah,
hammer. Does it call
Stormbreaker.
down lightning?
Breaker. Yeah,
Or is it
actually,
just a
Beta Ray
hammer?
Bill's hammer is the axe that you see in Infinity War.
Yes. Well, I'm just saying in comics, though, was it as powerful as Thor's hammer?
I'd say probably almost as powerful.
Okay. All right. That's a legit heavy hitter.
And it was made
I
for
accept
him
it.
by Asgardian magic, so sure.
Okay.
He also is worthy enough to hold Mjolnir,
Oh, okay.
but he doesn't like call it right now.
Right.
I'd go, okay, Jane, enjoy your chemo, yoink. So
I needed that.
So Beta Ray Bill joins the Inhumans,
Sweet.
and they basically give him a rundown, a sit rep, if you will, about
Right.
what they're dealing with. And he's like, okay, got it. Vox, any weaknesses? No. And he's like, right on.
So Karnak establishes, no, he has no weaknesses.
Not to my knowledge. Not to
And
what I
I
can
would
see.
know,
Right, exactly.
or I should know.
Yeah, there's got to be
Literally all I'm
something.
good for. All right.
Was it hubris?
Yeah. So Black Bolt just.
Meanwhile,
Black Bolt's just tearing through these Kree
Right.
and murdering them, and then he makes it outside, and there's a bunch of other Kree warships out in front of him, and he's
Right.
like, I can't take them out this time.
right.
And then Vox shows up and goes, "Are you lost?"
Huh.
So then Vox and Black Bolt fight, and it's pretty cool. But clearly, Black Bolt means for this to be kind of like a suicide mission.
Right.
They took my voice, they took my people. I'm miserable. I'm humiliated. Let's do this. Let's just end this.
Right.
But
Other than
Vox
fighting
won't,
at least.
Yeah, but Vox won't kill him. So Vox just knocking his ass around. He's like bashing his face in with his crazy helmet,
Yeah.
and he's digging his face into the mud. And then half of Vox's face is knocked off by Stormbreaker.
Yay! Awesome.
And Beta Ray Bill says he seems to have a weakness towards hammers.
Yes. Like most people. There's a specific weakness to his face being bashed by a gigantic hammer.
Wielded by a giant horse man. So Vox like falls over in pain, and he says, "I don't understand what's happening."
Vox says that?
Yeah.
But how is this possible?
Yeah.
But I'm awesome.
Medusa picks up Black Bolt. She embraces him. So Crystal flips over the body of Vox, and she's like, "I want to see your face before you die." And he's like, "Crystal, well, that can't be you. What's going on here?" And she's like, "Oh, that voice. It couldn't possibly be." And then Vox somehow uses some measure of his power and vaporizes Crystal.
Yikes.
And Karnak's like, "Ah, not again!" He jumps on him and starts wailing on him. And that blast that killed Crystal also, I guess, killed Vox. And it's revealed that it's not Vox, it's Maximus the Mad. And they're like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Was he replaced?
That doesn't make any sense. Vox killed Maximus.
So,
And then Karnak sees the flaw in what happened or whatever, where he just puts the pieces
figures it
together.
out.
And he's like, we assumed that he had the powers of Black Bolt. But what if he's not vaporizing people? What if he's teleporting them? And that Vox isn't one person. He's all of the Inhumans that have died.
oh, so it's like a suit?
Like a mind
It's like an
control thing?
identity. It's like what they do is and you see that Crystal is now teleported to a Kree genetic engineering lab surrounded by the bodies of other Inhumans. And the idea is that she's, of course, restrained and then ferried over, and you can see the chamber that holds all these other Inhumans. And she's seeing like people she knows, like Triton is in there. And
That means Lockjaw's still here.
That's right.
That also
Or
means this
could
book is
be.
a lie.
Well,
some of these Inhumans are really dead.
yeah, this one's been cut into pieces.
I mean, Maximus is dead.
yeah, Maximus just died. We just saw it.
But Crystal is about to be operated on next to this husk of a person or Inhuman. And she sees that, like, there's a Vox costume waiting for her.
Oh.
And that they are just genetically engineering all of these Inhumans to use their powers and some other thing that gives them Vox powers that teleports them so they can bring more Inhumans. And the Vox
Okay.
isn't one person, it's this avatar they've created
Right.
that they send out. And because it's like he can't die, it's like this myth that like spreads and it sows fear into the Inhumans so they're easier to destroy.
Okay. Yikes. So what are they doing with Lockjaw? Is he like a gigantic dog version of Vox? Or
He doesn't have a hilarious Vox costume.
He should.
But we will see Vox.
yay!
Or
Lockjaw Vox.
Yeah, Vox Jaw.
Vox.
Yep. That's the thing now.
Okay.
Yep.
So any of them except for Maximus could still be alive.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So Black Bolt is brought back. Everybody kind of like reconvenes on the ship. Black Bolt gets a fresh new Black Bolt costume. He's talking to Karnak, and Karnak's giving him a rundown of what's gonna happen. And he goes, "I've been looking at like the energy readouts from Vox, and I've been looking at like, okay, so it's teleportation, it's not disintegration." And he goes, "Here's the deal. We probably can't save everybody. So
Right.
and I've also like checked out you, and you look like you probably have about like one good scream left in you before you lose your powers entirely."
Oh, so he's been draining from a battery this
Basically,
whole time.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, like, you could probably whisper for a while.
Yeah, but eventually you'll
You'll wreck your voice.
ruin
yeah,
your
the more you
voice.
whisper, it's actually bad for you to whisper. It's like rough on your vocal
Right,
cords.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he says like, "No, my family comes home. You're just gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure out what we do." And he goes, "No, you don't understand. I'm not telling you not to use it. I'm saying when you do scream, make it count."
Right. Right.
And the other problem is here, like, we don't have the resources or the time to rescue these Inhumans. We could if we had the time, but we don't. So like when you get there, like they're all connected to a central network. If you destroy the network, you can stop Vox and maybe cure some of them. But like
basically what he's saying is like you have to stop it now. You can't worry about like possibly killing some of them.
Yes.
Because like there's just no time. Like
You may need to kill them.
there's going to be some collateral damage.
Significant.
Yeah.
It's either you kill them and risk, or you take it out and risk killing some of them, or we all lose.
We all die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they will never stop.
So Black Bolt gives this rousing speech via sign language where he talks about how he's like, I am your king.
Oh, thank God. I didn't want everyone to get nosebleeds.
Yeah, no. He does say, when he says that to Karnak gets a nosebleed. So he's like giving the speech, this rousing, like rallying cry, where he's like, let us all give one moment of silence for the loss of our people. Mm-hmm. So they all have their heads bowed, and Beta Ray Bill's like, I don't know what he did. I don't know what this means.
Somebody translate this for me.
I see we're all looking like we're bowing our heads.
You shut up.
I'll just be sad. Okay.
So the head of the Kree or the general or whatever,
Yeah.
and Vox are chatting about like how awesome they are. And
Which
how
Vox?
the Vox they have awakened. 'Cause
Okay.
The plan is they've got all the Inhumans ready to go. They've got as many as they can, and they're gonna like unleash these Voxes all across the galaxy.
Oh,
Okay.
they found out. We better unleash our master plan, our diabolical scheme.
More or less, yeah.
Yep.
So
And then it'll be too late. Once they're released, they'll be everywhere.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're still connected to the central computer right now, or the central network. So then Black Bolt and the team just smash their ship into their base.
Okay, so they figure out where the base is.
It's where they were.
Oh, okay.
The entire Inhuman royal family like jumps in their ship and they leave, and then Black Bolt's like, okay, now turn around.
Yeah, now let's go back and finish it.
So they go and they just aim their ship right at their central area, blast it in there, and so Vox is like, okay, well, he wants his family back so bad, let's give it to him.
Uh-huh.
So he opens the door. The Inhumans and Beta Ray Bill kick the crap out of some Kree.
Just general
As you can
Kree
see,
soldiers.
What's it called? Beta Ray Bill like knocks one of their heads off with his awesome hammer.
Nice.
And they're kicking ass and taking names. They get to the main door. They open the door, and there's Voxjaw and Vox.
Oh.
And then that Vox takes off their helmet, and it's Crystal, and she's
Yeah.
voxed up.
Yep.
You can
It's
tell
like,
by
oh, we gotta
their
kill him. We gotta
evil
kill our
red
friends.
eyes.
Yeah.
Do you have red eyes?
You're like,
That's
oh
a commercial
no!
from 15 years
And it's
ago,
great
son.
because Crystal's like, "Are you not happy to see us?" And Black Bolt goes, "Oh no, I thought she said Lockjaw, no!" And you're like, "Oh." So Black Bolt's got this cool gun, and he needs to use it to kill these people.
Yeah.
But instead, he just fires it next to them and then like runs away. Like he runs deeper into the facility.
Okay. So he doesn't kill Lockjaw
Yeah.
or Crystal.
No. And he signs, "I love you. Run. I'm sorry."
All right. So their plan is to just avoid their friends who are trying to kill them.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So then Black Bolt locks the door behind him, and now he's in the chamber that has the central network and all the Inhumans who have been changed into Voxes,
Right.
which are in the thousands.
Jeez.
Including Triton.
And he realizes that, like, they can't be saved. There's nothing I can do. So he clears his throat and realizes that if he is the Midnight King and he needs to truly bring ruin to the Kree Empire, that in order to do it, the Inhumans must die. So he fires his voice, slaughtering all the Inhumans and disconnecting them from the central network, which also frees Crystal and Lockjaw. So they wake up and they're fine. So yay, Lockjaw's okay.
So it's death of the Inhumans. It's just death of like most of the Inhumans.
Yes.
And they already thought they were dead at that point.
Right.
But now
And
they're
it's
dead for real.
Not the
Yeah.
ones we care about, though.
And
Right.
Black Bolt can't really even tell them that he killed them all, so it works out. No, I'm kidding. But like, it's the death of all the Inhumans that we've made to replace the X-Men
Uh-huh.
that we aren't going to use anymore.
Right. So you
But
still
we-
get your Inhumans team,
You-
but not the larger universe of Inhumans.
Right.
Okay.
You get Kamala Khan and the Inhuman royal family, and that's really all the Inhumans you can name anyway.
So
Outside
how
of
upset are you really?
really. Now they did invent new Inhumans, including Kamala, but other Inhumans that were used in Agents of Shield and other places.
Right.
But you know what? They weren't profitable, and here's the team.
Yeah. Look, if you're an Inhuman who's just mind your own business on Earth, you're gonna be fine. But if you tried to be like part of like a kingdom and a society on the
Yep.
moon,
Or if you got your own
anywhere
book,
else,
or
yeah,
you were part of a team,
right,
you're screwed.
You just got killed
Yes.
by Black Bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so-
Not only are you dead, you got killed by like the most important, most
Most
powerful
recognizable
leader
Inhuman.
of you.
Yes.
Hey, remember
So-
when you said I
Ouch.
was all your king? I murdered you all.
Yeah.
So Black Bolt emerges in the room. There's all these dead, headless creatures of Voxes, and he's bleeding from his mouth. And Medusa's like, "Oh, like your voice is gone."
Yeah. And you just had to kill all of us.
Yeah.
All of our people. Mm-hmm. Woof.
There's a great like paralleling in the first issue. Black Bolt's talking about how he's like all he could think about. He's monologuing in his head. It's
Yeah,
thoughts. But
right.
he says like how all I can think about is Rome and how like how it fell and all this stuff and how it's like Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's like it ends in this where he says like Rome wasn't built in a day, but it burned in one. But it's still there. And so
Right.
the family gets together and Lockjaw teleports them, and Crystal says, "Where are we gonna go?" And Black Bolt signs home, and they leave.
So they go back to the moon or to
I don't know where the hell they go.
Oh, nobody knows.
So the death of the Inhumans is not really the death of all the Inhumans, nor is it
Right.
even the death of the Inhumans book, because you could totally do a book about the
these
Inhuman royal
characters,
family,
yeah.
as they have.
Right.
And in fact, every one that everybody always talks about is the one by Paul Jenkins. I'm just talking about the one by Charles Soule, which builds that roster up significantly.
Yeah. So it's kind of like when the X-Men, like when all the X-Men go, or all the mutants, except for the ones in the bubble,
Yep,
lose
in
all their
House of M,
powers.
yeah, decimation.
It's like, all right, we got rid of that like whole society where they're a whole separate thing,
Yep.
and there's thousands of nope.
Nope, there's more like dozens of them.
Yeah, we got it under control.
Yeah, we managed
We
it.
fixed the Inhumans problem. It's kind of cheap,
Yeah, but
making us think Lockjaw died. I cried for Lockjaw.
I know you did. You are a liar.
I would have
If
The
you would
Beta Ray
care.
Bill.
if I cared about him.
Lockjaw's alive?
You guys! This is
you lied to
lame.
me.
He just leaves.
Yeah. Wait a minute. He's not. No,
this, I'm outta
I
here.
thought he was dead.
We thought he was
And he's
dead.
under control of bad guys, so it's like he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna make me kill my friend? Thanks.
Death of the Inhumans, I loved reading it, and I did not take any like morbid satisfaction in seeing them die. That was the thing that marked me for being a good book. I was like, oh, like I actually feel bad for them.
Right.
Like
And I shouldn't, because I hate
because I
them.
really don't like the Inhumans at all.
So, like, good on
you
you,
don't
book.
Yeah.
Enjoy just the suffering of people because you don't like them.
That's the thing. It's like, people
Yeah, you're not a
thought-
sadist.
When this book came out, people were like, "Oh man, you're gonna love this one," and it's like, "Yeah, I did, but not for the reasons you think. I'm not a
Right.
creep. I just I thought it was a well executed, epic story about like how we pared down the Inhumans to a manageable size,
Right. Okay.
and also put the Kree in a new place in the Marvel universe. I think it's cool and I think it's fun. And if you want to get a copy, it's in the description, so pick it up. I highly recommend it, but.
Yeah,
I'm
seems like a fun
actually-
ride.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
Right.
I haven't seen anything from the Inhumans or the Kree really.
Right. Yeah.
Since then.
What
and
do they
I'd like
do
to
with
see-
this renegade, violent Kree faction?
Right.
They just put them away.
Well,
There, I've told the story. Now let's take
Well,
them off the
they could
shelf
do
and
anything
put
with
them in a
them.
drawer.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
They don't really establish what happens at the end, right? Like, so the Inhumans,
Leave.
the royal family, like kills a bunch of Kree.
Yes, they don't kill all of them.
They don't show what happens to the general, so he
Nope.
got away presumably.
Well,
That's
we
my
don't
guess.
know.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just left open.
Yeah, and they could
They
tell.
could easily say, "Oh no, they killed everyone."
Right. Oh,
Yeah,
easily.
It
Yeah,
depends
they
on
could
what
do that.
Marvel wants to do with it, I
Uh-huh.
guess. But if they want to tell like another Inhuman story, it could be like a continuing conflict between like the remaining Inhumans
Yeah.
and the remaining like renegade Kree or whatever.
Right,
you
like the
call 'em.
Inhumans could then become like a crazy like terrorist group that like assaults any Kree-friendly
Yeah.
races. Like
Yeah.
that'd be neat. If you want to do that, if you want to demonize the Inhumans further.
There's a lot of places you could go.
Absolutely.
this, yeah.
It's not quite the finality that one was expecting from a title like
Death of the Inhumans. You
Yeah.
mean because they're not all dead?
Yes, and their future couldn't be more interesting.
Right. What percentage of the Inhumans do you have to kill to legitimately call it Death of the Inhumans? Like if there were like thousands of them and all but like 6 of them are
I think
dead,
that's the idea.
I think that's Death of the Inhumans. I think that's
yeah.
fair.
Like even if they all hooked up,
Right. Their society is ended forever.
You're done.
You can't come back from like 6 people.
and they're not going to let you set off another Terrigen bomb.
Oh,
Oh, they
well,
will. They will let you come back
forgot
from
about
that
the
because you don't
Terrigen
have to
bomb.
like repopulate just by having like sex.
no,
in
it's true.
front of
You
your
need
genes.
Terrigen. You need Terrigenesis.
Forgot about the Terrigen.
Yeah.
So there's always a way to undo the death of Inhumans.
I mean, even if you killed off all
not
the
think about
Inhumans,
that.
you could still just make more with Terrigen.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that being said, like I think they also got Terrigen out of the way, but you could always say that like there's a planet that just makes it's a gas giant, it's nothing but Terrigenesis.
Right. But the culture of Inhumans that had previously been established has been obliterated.
Yes.
They have no kingdoms, they
Nope.
have nothing. They're just 6 people.
Yeah.
They're gone.
I was gonna say the culture of them like just running amok, just be like, there's Inhumans everywhere.
It's very dangerous to say that a race of beings is running amok by existing. That's an X-Men book, or in the Human book when X-Men was unprofitable. But I would say that Marvel insisted on them too hard, and
that's over.
and that's over now. So now maybe they can get back to like telling more organically Inhuman stories. Although I will say Charles Soule's run was not like egregious. He did what he wanted to do with the property. But now we're in a place that like appeals to me. And then from my perspective, that's kind of cool.
Right.
And I'm sure there are a lot of Inhumans fans that are like, damn it.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys next week with another episode that has nothing to do with this. So
So
thanks
if you
a lot for
hate the Inhumans and you don't care about them, then don't worry. Next week you
next
get
week
something
there'll
else.
be something else that's not Inhumans related. But maybe one day we'll do this. If this blows up, maybe we will do more Inhumans books.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious if next week we're just like, no, we're doing another Inhumans book.
Yeah.
Next week, the
All
very
humans.
next
all
Following
the
week.
time. We're
That would be
converting
such
completely.
a bad idea for this channel.
I know I said I wouldn't, but I can't help
It's
myself.
funny because
now.
it would be funny to do Charles Soule's run on the Inhumans because that was literally the opposite of this. It was
Yeah.
like, let's set up this universe.
They're everywhere.
You can't get rid of them. It's going to be Inhumans for days.
I've been trenching them in like every corner of the Marvel universe.
What could we
They'll never
possibly
be gone.
do? But I think Donny Cates actually did a good
That
job.
was pretty easy.
He succeeded. Yeah, it took only 5 issues.
Hell, I didn't even need that. I could have done it in one, but I wanted to fill it up a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
true. I padded it out. Got a couple of cool monologues in there. Plus
Yeah.
Beta Ray Bill.
Nerfed
Black Bolt?
so you can actually like use him now.
Yeah.
He's-
Well, he has no powers at all now.
Right. He
No,
doesn't
they'll
get to just show up and
They'll
book's
come
over.
back.
His powers have to come back.
They'll
He can't
heal.
just stay like,
Yeah.
oh, what was your... You were a guy who spoke a lot. That was your inhuman power.
You had one thing and now it's
now you
gone.
can't do that.
Now you're
Are you
nothing.
still an inhuman then?
Yeah.
Are
Well,
you a
genetically.
mutant if you don't have powers? Why won't you answer me? I don't understand. I don't speak your sign language. What is? Oh, we're playing charades. All right. Do it in words. 3 words. Oh.